Welcome back, everyone. Relationships, they're not always rainbows and butterflies. There are definitely some highs and some lows and some really great parts. But how do you make sure that you survive it all? Debbie Cunningham is a jazz musician and author. She just released her new book called Dancing in the Kitchen that touches on that topic. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me today.
All right, so let us go over, I guess, the overall premise of the book. I know it's a collection of couples and things that they've gone through. So how did that process go?
Well, I found that a lot of people were getting divorced or struggling in their marriage, and I wanted to encourage couples. And so I interviewed couples to see, for those that went through difficult things, how they stayed together and made it work.
Right. Yeah, and so now this book also dives into your 31 years of marriage.
Yes.
And as we were talking on the break, you have experienced low points as well. So how did you kind of keep going, and then how are you telling us to keep going?
Well, I think that my husband and I, one of the issues was like when our daughter had open heart surgery at age 3, our relationship felt fragile because we were stressed, you know, about worrying about her life and everything. But a doctor told us that we needed to have fun, that even though we were struggling, it was really important to have fun as a couple to relieve that stress. It's a huge connecting point in marriage, and a lot of marriages fall apart because they don't make fun a priority anymore.
Right. And so now as we're going through your book and all the different couples that you talk to, there's a lot of different walks of life that you're kind of going through. So what are some of those?
Well, I mean, there's a couple that went through adultery and managed to heal their marriage and go through. A couple that had an arranged marriage. A couple that went through a terminal illness with a wife, and how they found new ways to celebrate their relationship even as she was declining. Things like that. The roommate season that all marriages go through, where you feel like you're not connecting at all and just passing each other in the night. So there's a lot of different stories.
Definitely, and it's not a one-size-fits-all type of thing, type of issue. So obviously you have to talk to a lot of different people. So now, as you're writing this book, where did it stem from? Where did the topic stem from, the title also?
Well, I'm a jazz recording artist. I have 2 albums out. My last album is called A Million Kisses, and the title song says in the bridge, I want a million kisses kind of love, the kind that dances in the kitchen when skies are turning gray. And that's where the title came from. And that was the impetus of really encouraging couples to go the distance and stay in love.
So do you dance in the kitchen with your husband?
Do.
Yeah.
I do.
Oh, that is so
We
cute.
do ballroom dancing, but we also dance in the kitchen for fun.
And that's bringing that back for sure. So how did you go from, because you were a stay-at-home mom, then you went back to school, you became this jazz musician, now author. What is next for you? Are you busy?
I am very busy, but I love it. And actually what's next is I'm going to write another version of the book for military couples. Specifically.
So are you now the friend that everyone goes to?
Actually, yes. Every
bet.
time someone asks for coffee, I'm like, okay, well, why are we meeting?
Right, yeah, what's the real reason why? So what are some of the things that you have found most common in marriages with the couples that you talk to?
Well, the things that work. I'll tell you the things that work, because we all struggle. The biggest thing couples can do to help their struggle is start having fun together again. And I'm not talking about a weekly date night where you go to dinner, because you can go to dinner and not have fun, but really cultivating that sense of lightheartedness that you had when you were dating. Because think about it, when we build our relationship dating, what do? We spend all of our time having fun. Then we get married, we have responsibilities and stressors with jobs and finances and kids. And all of a sudden, all your time that you spend together as a couple is actually stress-induced. You're not having fun. It's really important to go out and have a date. Be in a community of couples or friends that encourage and support you, leaning into your faith. And those are just some of the things you can do to really stay connected through all of that.
Well, I'm not married yet. I've been in my fair share of relationships. So what would be your biggest piece of advice for someone like me who hasn't found the right person yet, but is going to relationship-wise? 2
things. Always have fun with your and build that, but also know that struggle is normal and real. And so when struggles come up, work through them. Don't just throw out the baby with the bathwater. Kind of thing. That's what I would encourage you to do.
Awesome. And so now you're going all over the country releasing your new book. And where can people get this?
They can find it anywhere online. And then also at my website, debbiecunningham.net. And you'll find where you can buy it there.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Debbie, for coming in and sharing your book with us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me today.
And you guys can head over to our website, firstcoastliving.net, to catch this segment again.